Hi, let's talk about Mario, specifically Mario RPGs. Again, it's no secret that some of the best story narratives in the Mario franchise are found within the Mario RPGs. They got tragic romance, darkness, alien invasion, kingdom takeover, and hell. Like literal hell. Sounds fairly standard for most JRPGs, or, fantasy games in general, but this is Mario we're talking about. What do we know him for? This. And for some reason, putting him and the rest of the equally generic Mushroom Kingdom cast of characters into a high-stakes JRPG setting is a type of combination I eat up. But let me tell you what I also eat up. Possession. No, but really, why do a handful of these games love throwing in body possession as a plot point? I don't know why. I find it baffling, but also really funny that these classic Mario characters keep getting compromised in some way, shape, or form. Poor Bowser can't catch a break. I posted about this topic and thought it would make for a funny video, so what the hell, let's go over every time a character gets possessed, mind-controlled, or loses their memory in the Mario RPGs. So I'm not gonna lie, the first game that I can think of where a character either loses their memory or just loses, loses themselves in some way, I thought that was Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, but I wasn't thinking about Super Mario RPG. For some reason, I thought that game was pretty clean in terms of possession or mind control, but I actually looked at the Super Mario Wiki, and it turns out that there's a generic Magikoopa named Wizakoopa who gets brainwashed by Smithy to fight Mario and his friends. You do beat him and he comes to his senses and apologizes to Bowser afterwards. Now, going forward, this is just going to be about the important main characters of these RPGs getting brainwashed and such, so it's not going to be all the side characters. I just thought it was a funny inclusion. So the first real instance of this happening to one of the main characters is in Superstar Saga, where Bowser, after getting shot out of a cannon, gets amnesia somehow. It's explained more in depth in the side story, or side mode, of the Superstar Saga remake for the 3DS called Bowser's Minions. I didn't finish that shit. Reading off the Super Mario Wiki, Rookie's creation was indirectly caused by Captain Goomba, the not private Goomp for some reason, and revealed in a flashback after losing his memory. Bowser collapsed from hunger, Popple fed him, and then he was forever in his dead. He then gets turned into Popple's Rookie, his lackey, and you fight him twice. After the second fight, after holding onto the Bean Star, he remembers who he was. Now, as a kid, I thought Bowser actually did meet his demise after getting shot out of that cannon. You go through two major areas before finally meeting him again at the end of the Chucklehuck Brewery. But Bowser just cannot catch a break, because right after the second Popple fight, he falls from the Beanstar onto Stardust Fields, where he's then possessed by the main antagonist, Cackletta, becoming Bowletta. So the first time wasn't actually mind control or possession, it's just straight up amnesia, and then the second time is straight up possession. Like full possession, he has no control over his body, it's completely Cackletta. And then you fight him. As tradition would have it for the first three Mario & Luigi games, three different instances in which a person or entity is using Bowser's body for their own ends. However, we're not quite done with Superstar Saga yet. I would be amiss if I did not include the Koopalings, my favorite video topic. So in the original game, it is never explained how Bowletta was able to command Bowser's 7 Koopalings. As a kid, I just thought they were stupid enough to think that that actually was Bowser, clearly not giving them any sort of credit, but good old Nintendo actually thought that that deserved an explanation in the side mode that I didn't play and will never play. And the explanation is as simple as Fawful mind control gas. Honestly, I kinda liked my original headcanon better. In Partners in Time, Toadbert got amnesia sometime after Peach got kidnapped in the past, but I don't really qualify that as being compromised because nobody took advantage of Toadbert's amnesia, except maybe those Yoshis. The only instance of a character being taken over is the final boss, Shrowser, but this is a different kind of possession. Instead, Bowser isn't exactly being possessed. He kind of just gets like a power boost from the Elder Princess Shroop. So I don't really know if I can classify this as a possession, but it's definitely noteworthy. He also speaks freely as if he is still clearly in control, so it's not like Bowletta at all. It's not like she's dictating where Bowser's fireballs are going to go, she's just telegraphing them. If you really want to be a nerd about it, you could make the argument that she's role-playing as Bowser, and the top screen is showing her puppeteering Bowser and directing his attacks. But that's a stretch. She never meets Bowser, not once. So how would she know his mannerisms? Basically just completely debunk this theory I came up with on the spot that I guarantee no one has thought of before. I'm the nerd in question. In Bowser's Inside Story, at first I thought there wasn't any control shenanigans, a character being, forced or losing their memory, but then I remembered Fawful actually brainwashed the entire Koopa Troop. So there's that. They're not major characters, and also not the entire Koopa Troop. I also feel like I need to correct myself and call out a mistake from the original post because I claimed through picture that Dark Bowser was a possessed Bowser, but that's not at all what it is. It is a completely separate entity taking the form of Bowser. So yeah, that doesn't count. But also, in the very beginning of the game, Fawful does take control of Bowser using the vacuum shroom. I mean, it's temporary, but he uses it to inhale everyone at Peach's castle, and then he goes to sleep. He keeps the vacuum ability, mind control for a short time, but mind control nonetheless. Now let's move to the Paper Mario series. I'm fairly certain there isn't any sort of mind control shenanigans in Paper Mario, but the very, very obvious example of possession is in the sequel. The main plot point of the game is Peach got kidnapped by the X-Nauts, who actually have a purpose and a reason for kidnapping her. Bowser's reasons were always pretty unclear, but what's interesting is that there's a clear reason in Thousand Year Door as to why they need Peach. It's because she is to serve as a vessel for the Shadow Queen. Not a crazy twist or anything, but pretty cool. Jumping to Super Paper Mario, how can anyone forget about Mr. L? Mr. L, the very cool. So this is weird because in this instance, Luigi is hypnotized. It's not amnesia. I think this is definitely hypnosis at work here, which isn't exactly like mind control. It's either adjacent or a subcategory because in my opinion, mind control is an entity controlling another entity in real time. They need to be controlling that person, hence the control and mind control, whereas hypnosis seems more like an automatic thing. Automatic brain wipe of some sort. Nastasia isn't controlling Luigi, she just brainwiped him. And then he's killed by Dementio. And for those of you who haven't played Super Paper Mario, that isn't hyperbole, that Luigi actually fucking dies. But then again, so do you and your friends. This game doesn't mess around. We tried to tell you. And I guess when he goes to hell, because Luigi's been a bad boy, he regains his senses. I guess his spirit is cleansed and he becomes Luigi again. But what's funny about this game is, just like Bowser in Superstar Saga, Luigi just gets doubled down, because at the very end of the game, you fight him, because Dementio, not with any sort of mind control, and not possession, but Luigi's been compromised. The true villain of the game, pulling the strings behind the scenes, Dementio, uses the power of the Chaos Heart to fuse with a subservient Luigi, thanks to the Floro Sprout Dementio kept from a few chapters ago, which he planted in Luigi's head. Out of all of the heroes, he chose Luigi. Clearly the most ambitious clown, jester, villain. So there you go. There's all the instances that I can think of characters getting compromised in the Mario RPG series. Let me know if I left anything out, because I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I would love to hear if I missed anything. I don't think I did, but I also haven't played Paper Jam. It's definitely a possibility. And that totally happened. I completely forgot to mention, after the 4th Popple fight, Birdo gets pissed at Popple, she smacks him with his tail, and you never see him again. Unless you go back to Little Fungi Town, where he is cleaning one of the mushrooms, turned into a rookie himself. And this is supposed to explain why he doesn't remember Mario and Luigi in Dream Team. I always thought that was really dumb, but I guess it's consistent, unlike Kylie Koopa, who should remember the Mario Bros. But it is funny and ironic, and you could say he got what he deserved. Probably should have stuck this back into the section about Superstar Saga, but I was a little too lazy. I'm sure someone may or may not have left a comment already. Sorry.